You know that quiet moment late at night, when the world is asleep and the only sound in the room is your own breathing. That was me last Thursday, just me, a tiny hex key, and the half-assembled crib I'd been building for our first child, the kind with oak slats and a little drawer underneath for swaddles and extra sheets. I'd been saving for this, not just the crib, this life. A family, a real home. I'm 41, been a contractor most of my life, steady hands, steady pay, quiet dreams. Daisy, my wife, is 6 months along. We found out it's a boy. I'd already picked the name. I hadn't told her yet. I wanted it to be a surprise. I was tightening the last bolt when I heard voices down the hall. Daisy's mom, her teenage daughter from her first marriage, and Daisy herself. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but then I heard. He's basically a walking wallet, a wallet with hands, laughter. Then her daughter said, God, I can't wait to spit in his food again. Watch him thank me for it. More laughter. I didn't move, didn't breathe, just sat there. Everything in me went still, like someone flipped a switch and I was no longer a person. Just a noise they forgot to silence. And the crib, it looked finished, but something was already broken. I didn't confront them. Not that night. Not the next day. I don't know why. Exactly. Maybe part of me hoped I'd misunderstood. Maybe I just wasn't ready to hear them say it again. To my face this time. So I said nothing. The next morning, I made everyone breakfast, scrambled eggs, turkey bacon, toast just the way Daisy likes it. Lightly browned, never crunchy. Her daughter scrolled on her phone the whole time. Daisy smiled, touched her belly, and asked if I'd set up the baby monitor next. I nodded, said sure. Later that night, she curled into me in bed, her belly pressed warm against my back. She took my hand, placed it gently on the bump. He's kicking, she whispered. I smiled. I didn't feel a thing. Inside, I was hollow, like someone had scooped me out and left the shell behind. Sleep stopped visiting me. At 2 a.m., I'd just lie there, watching the ceiling, mouth dry, chest tight. The sounds of that conversation replayed like a broken tape. Wallet with hands, spit in his food, and then I started noticing things I'd missed, like how Daisy's phone always flipped face down, how her mom had insisted we set up a joint account for simplicity, how her daughter never once called me by name. Maybe they weren't jokes after all. Maybe I was never anything more than useful. And that crib, still standing. But I hadn't looked at it since they thought I wasn't paying attention, that I was still sleepwalking through this marriage, too grateful, too dull to notice the cracks. They were wrong. The Monday after that night, I ordered 2 hidden cameras online, one disguised as a smoke detector, the other as a USB charger. Took me less than an hour to install them. One in the living room where they liked to talk, another near the kitchen table. I started checking our joint account daily, cross-referencing transactions with things Daisy claimed to buy. That prenatal yoga class was a payment to her mother. That diaper service was a cash withdrawal the same day her daughter posted a new pair of sneakers on Instagram. I kept screenshots, printed statements, compiled everything in a folder on a USB drive labeled taxes. I rented a small 1-bedroom apartment across town under a fake name. Nothing fancy, just clean, quiet. With space for a crib, the folder grew so. Did my silence. At home, I rubbed Daisy's feet when she was tired. I kissed her stomach. I made sure she had her vitamins. I even helped her mom fix the leaky faucet last weekend. But in my head, I was already gone. This wasn't a reaction. It was a strategy. They wanted a future without me? Fine. They just wouldn't see it coming. It happened on a gray Thursday morning, early, quiet. Daisy's water broke just before sunrise. She screamed my name, and I came running, duffel bag in hand like we'd rehearsed at the hospital. I held her hand through every contraction, whispered that she was strong, that it would all be okay. I meant the first part. When our son came into the world, everything stopped. His first cry shattered something inside me. I broke too quietly, tears slipping down my cheeks before I even realized. They laid him on Daisy's chest first, but when they passed him to me, he fit perfectly in my arms like he belonged there from the beginning. His eyes fluttered open, just for a second, and I made a silent promise right then. No matter what it took, he would never feel used, never feel like he was just a way to hold someone together or fund their lifestyle. He would never grow up the way I did in this house. Daisy looked at me, smiled like a woman who believed she'd won. Look at him, she said sweetly, our little future. I nodded, kissed my son's head, but all I could think about was the plan. It wasn't just about leaving anymore. It was about taking him with me. The first week home from the hospital was quiet. Too quiet. Daisy rested. Her mother moved in to help. I cooked, cleaned, changed diapers, barely slept. But it didn't take long for the tone to shift. They stopped speaking to me directly, just over me, around me. Decisions about formula. Pediatricians, even his name on the insurance, were made without me. I'd walk into a room and feel them go silent. Not out of guilt, out of convenience. Then came the suggestion. We thought it might be good, her mother said gently. If little Noah spent the weekend with us, let Daisy rest. You work so much anyway. I looked at Daisy. She didn't meet my eyes. They wanted to test the waters, see if I'd just hand him over. I smiled and said I'd think about it. But I knew the answer already. Then one afternoon, I left my coffee on the table while changing a diaper. When I came back, her daughter, my stepdaughter, was sitting nearby, pretending to scroll her phone. I took a sip. Something was wrong. It tasted off. That night, I reviewed the kitchen cam. She'd spit in it, laughed, said, "Let's see if the ATM drinks it," and walked away. I saved the footage. No more doubt. No more second chances. They weren't hiding it anymore. And I wasn't pretending either. It happened on a Sunday. I waited for weeks, watching patterns, waiting for a gap. That morning, Daisy and her mom took the baby for a drive to calm him. Her daughter stayed behind until her friend pulled up, honking. She grabbed her bag, rolled her eyes, and left without a word. The house went silent. I moved fast, backpack first. Documents, birth certificate copies, financial records, flash drive with camera footage, diaper bag already packed, bottles chilled in a cooler. I swaddled Noah gently. He blinked but didn't cry. Carried him with the same care I once used building that crib. Our dog, Tucker, knew something was happening. He waited by the front door without me saying a word. Good boy. By the time Daisy texted, "We're stopping for coffee. Want anything?" I was halfway down I-90. An hour later, I sent the footage of her daughter spitting in my coffee. No caption, no warning, just proof. Then I turned the phone off, removed the SIM, tossed both out the window like dead weight. For the first time in months, I exhaled. The road stretched ahead, endless and clean. Noah slept peacefully in his car seat. Tucker snored in the back. I didn't know where we'd land yet, but we weren't going back. They found me a week later. I'd rented a short-term place under a friend's name, quiet, wooded, no neighbors for miles. But Daisy still showed up, her and her mother, standing on the porch with mascara streaks and fake trembles. I stepped outside. Tucker growled low from inside. Noah was asleep in his bassinet near the fireplace. "You have 10 minutes, I said. Flat. Daisy's mom spoke first. "You kidnapped him. This isn't legal. You 10 minutes, I repeated. Then came the switch. "Look," Daisy whispered. "We were scared. Okay? Tired. Postpartum stuff. I didn't mean any of it. Just come home. We'll work it out. We love you." I didn't blink, she went on. "We can figure out custody. We'll even give you time off. Take a break. You've been under pressure." Then the kicker. "We'll forgive you if you bring him back." That's when I took out the laptop. I played the footage, the laughter, the spit, the wallet with hands lined. Daisy's eyes widened. Her mother turned sheet white. I let it run, didn't say a word. When it ended, Daisy reached out. "Can I at least hold him?" "No." I stepped back inside, closed the door, didn't slam it, didn't yell, just silence. Sometimes silence says everything. It's been 6 months. The apartment isn't big, but it's ours. Light spills through the windows in the mornings. Noah babbles in his crib, already pulling himself up, already smiling when he sees me. Tucker guards him like he's made of gold. We have a rhythm now. I work remotely part-time. A neighbor helps out when I need errands. Every evening, we walk, just me, the stroller, and a dog that finally stopped flinching at raised voices. The court granted me primary custody. Daisy didn't fight hard. Couldn't. The footage, the witnesses, the money trail, it was airtight. She lives with her mother now. Pays child support, late sometimes, but it's documented. Her daughter messaged me 2 weeks ago. "I'm sorry for what I did. I was a kid. I didn't mean it." I left it unread. Last Friday, Daisy showed up outside the daycare, asked if we could start fresh, said she missed us, missed how we used to be. Her eyes were soft, calculated. "No," I said, clearly, without hesitation, not bitter, just done. Some stories don't need a twist. Some villains don't need redemption. Sometimes the win is walking away. Sometimes peace isn't loud. I tucked Noah into his crib that night, brushed his hair back, and whispered the only truth that's ever mattered. You are not a product. You are not leverage. You are mine, and you are loved. And for the first time in my life, I felt free, because sometimes the only way to win is to stop playing the role they wrote for you.